Welcome to Entrepreneurial Entrails for some short stories on the guts and glories of being an entrepreneur. Hey, it's Elizabeth, and today is Wednesday, and I just checked the calendar, got to be completely honest with you, because I've been extremely busy lately with a variety of projects and honestly forgot what day it was. Not great, but it is in fact Wednesday, which means it's time for Wise Word Wednesday. And today's selection is a book I picked up a couple of years ago called EMyth Mastery. And this was recommended to me by my friend James, who recommended the EMyth, the smaller version. This is EMyth on steroids. And it's another one of those books where if I could show you a picture, it is, you can hear it though. Those are all the tabs, multitude of like 40 tabs that I have stuck in here to break the book down. And it's been touted as the entrepreneur's Bible. And the great thing about it is that it comes from somebody who's an extremely successful entrepreneur, probably a better speaker than I am too. But it takes you through such a wide variety of things. It takes you through the original EMyth entrepreneur and identifying yourself as an entrepreneur and what skills you need and what you should be looking at before you leap into this. And I believe one of the things it says in here is, just because you like to bake, and one of the reasons I'm using that example is that my daughter just created the cupcake that's staring at me right now. But just because you like to bake doesn't mean you should open up a bake shop. Doesn't mean you have the skills to be an entrepreneur, doesn't mean you have the skills to be a business owner. It just means you like to bake. So it's a good idea, and that's not to say you shouldn't open a bakery, because I have another friend who's got a client who's doing that. But this book cautions you to pause and identify whether the skill that you have can truly be translated into a business, or do you require such a large team to help this, this dream, become a business that maybe it's not the best thing for you, and you're better off being a baker in a really good bakery, get some chops that way and see if in a couple of years it's still your thing. The next part that this book goes into is the 7 essential disciplines. And I'll give you the lowdown. So the discipline of an enterprise leader, the discipline of a marketing leader, discipline of a financial leader, management leader, client fulfillment leader, lead conversion leader, and lead generation leader. And I had, probably less than no clue about a lot of this stuff when my friend recommended the book, which of course is why he did, because I was ready to just jump into my business without doing the hard work first. And I'm so glad he recommended it. I ended up with like a full 2-inch binder. There's worksheets that come with this. You go through the processes, you do the exercises if you want to get value out of having done it. The basis of it I find a little challenging only because he works with, in an ironic twist, he works with a pie maker, and he uses her as the analogy for the entrepreneurial journey and what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing, and think before you jump kind of thing. So the fantastic thing about this is he provides you with exercises at the end of every chapter that, you're doing yourself a disservice if you end up getting this book and you don't put the time in. And again, I think it took me about a month and a half, 2 months to slowly work my way through and honestly give the answers and do the research and find out what I didn't know, because this not only provides you with an opportunity to evaluate your business idea. Hopefully you're not the only person evaluating the business idea, but that's another story. But to go through and see which skills you're lacking in. And you might think that you're great in finances. I'm here to tell you, I'm not. I've taught accounting, basic accounting. But when you're knee deep in the weeds and you're dealing with your business on a day-to-day basis, there's always those things that you push to the back, such as putting in your expenses, such as, hiring an accountant, because outsourcing can become a real pinch and affording a decent accountant can become a problem. What I learned out of this is how important that is. From me to you, still ignored it, trying to fix the mess right now, not deep doo-doo or anything, but Really wish I had paid more attention to that and not just figured, well, I can handle it. I'm here to tell you, listen to your gut. If you do this book, EMyth Mastery by Michael E. Gerber, it's author of the best-selling EMyth Revisited. I think there's a few different versions. And you find yourself lacking in a certain skill area, a certain discipline as they refer to it. Do yourself a favor, find a mentor, find a professional, find a way to supplement those lacking skills, because it will serve you in the long run. It will definitely help your business succeed. It will definitely provide you with the best opportunity. You always want somebody, especially in the thing of finance and marketing, to be a professional, to understand what they're doing, and to provide you the best value for your hard-working dollars. And both of those things, from my perspective anyway, if you aren't doing those, and this was James's wise words as well, if you aren't doing those, you don't have a business, you have a hobby. And we're back to baking cupcakes in the kitchen. And so give it a look. Don't be intimidated. I think it's in the 700 page range. Let's just double check that, because don't want to be a liar here, but I deeply happy that I did it. Sorry, my lie. It just looks big. It's 397 pages. It can be it's tiny font, just to my credit. So if it was normal sized font, it would probably be in the 700 page range. At the back, there is also a list of references that are available on the EMyth Mastery website, and it's worksheets and tip sheets and that kind of stuff. And they're really valuable. They're really worth taking a look at and working through, especially if you're a tactile learner, especially if, you do yourself a favor, which I'm going to do shortly, and go back and look through the notes that you've made and sort of visit where you're at. You can then use this document, you can use this process to then develop a really good business plan, recognizing that, business plans are only as good as the person who creates them, and for however long you actually stay on that business track. Most businesses pivot at some point, and then the business plan needs a rejig. Next week, going to be talking about a fantastic book called Business Model Generation, and because developing a business plan I found really challenging until I went through this EMyth Mastery process. I just, as most people, I just didn't have the info to put together a really decent business plan. Once I was done with this, I was able to put together a 12-page business plan, which is a requirement, especially if you're going for investment, going to a bank, going to an angel investor, something. They want to see that you've got your stuff together, that you have a plan, that you have recognized your deficits and have put the appropriate supports in place, all those fantastic things. So that's almost it for Wise Word Wednesdays with the nice Michael E. Gerber here. Again, fantastic book. Invest in a good binder and some decent writing paper and a pen. Park it into your schedule. Make it part of your day. And even when you don't want to do it, sit down and do it. It provides you with just such valuable feedback and insight and opportunity. Also gives you talking points if you're speaking to a mentor or a business coach or somebody. You can use that as a tool during your conversations to identify where you could potentially go and get more support for your weaknesses. It makes you sound smarter, makes you smarter about your business, and really helps you to pick your direction, define more goals. Do you need to focus on marketing? Do you need to focus on lead conversion? What does your business require to keep going? So give it a try. It's a really good book. Yes, at some point I'm going to do some funny books. I have one by, I think her name's Karen Samuelson, called Ballsy. It's really freaking funny. And I've got some autobiographies and stuff too that I kind of find interesting and inspiring. And we might go down the crap road too of people who look really smart on TV, but dang, they can't write worth a bean. Don't waste your money there. Anyway, hope you're having a fantastic day. Hope this has inspired you to go out and get it from the library first, see if it resonates with you. Otherwise, it's worth the investment to buy your own copy or, buy it secondhand, whatever you want to do, and work your way through it. Hope you're having a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
They got